Now, in continuation with the previous session, we will try to understand how to receive the data in second activity. Before proceeding further, first let us try to understand in this third step, in the button click listener, what exactly is happening. If you observe the first line, intent in equal to new intent, where we are creating a new intent object which looks like this. This in is the new intent object. In new intent, we are supplying two parameters, main activity dot this, which is the source who is starting next activity. Intent will mark main activity dot this as a source and the second activity dot class as a target, which says main activity is starting second activity. And then in the next line, string city equal to et.getText.toString, which is reading the value entered in edit text box into city. Let us say user has entered Bangalore, that value Bangalore will come to variable city. And after that, observe next important line, in.putExtra city, city. Here, let me explain what exactly this putExtra is doing. When programmer uses putExtra for the first time, then intent will internally create a box to carry the data from one screen to other screen, which looks like this. In Android terminology, this box is called as bundle. Let me write here. Even though programmer is saying only putExtra, still intent will internally create a box called as bundle. This bundle is something like a parcel box to carry data from one screen to other screen. And then this intent.putExtra, after creating bundle, this will internally add a row with city equal to city. City equal to, what is the value of city? Programmer has entered Bangalore in edit text box, that Bangalore will come to city. So when you say city, the actual value will be inserted into bundle, that is, let us say Bangalore, like this. And also, since city is a variable of string data type, internally intent will mark this city as string data type. Somewhere here it will mark with string data type. That is how your intent will look like. Finally, when programmer says start activity, pass intent, this intent will be passed to Android system. Then Android system will open this intent, which screen has to be started. As we mentioned here, second activity dot class, based on that clue in the target section, Android system will automatically create second activity, and then Android system will pass this entire intent object to onCreate method of second activity. If you remember, I told you already, every screen will contain its own Java file and every screen will contain a lifecycle method called as onCreate. So this entire intent object or this intent box will be passed to onCreate method of second activity, which looks like this. Here, I would like to emphasize one more important point. I told you already, every screen will contain a Java file and an XML file. XML file will contain screen design and a Java file will contain the logic for that screen. So based on that, assume that this activity underscore main.xml is the XML screen design for first activity, which is in resource and layout folder, and second.xml is the XML screen design for second activity, which is also available in resource layout folder. Now main activity has to load activity underscore main.xml file inside onCreate method. If you remember our starting sessions, I told you that inside the onCreate method, first two lines are very important. First line is super.onCreate, second line is set content view, which will load XML screen design. So main activity Java file will contain set content view r.layout.activity underscore main, which will load first screen design. Similarly, your second activity Java file onCreate method will also contain setContentView r.layout.second, which will load second screen design. So here let me mention that. So here I will mention the same point. So each activity has to load corresponding XML file inside onCreate method. Sometimes if you are developing your application using Eclipse, this line may be missing. In that case, programmer has to manually insert that line. But advantage with Android Studio is you don't have to add this line. This line will be automatically added by Studio when you create second activity, whenever you create new activity in Studio. That is the advantage of using Android Studio. I hope you understood. Only after loading XML, then only you can initialize variables. So, initializing variables should be kept. So, you should initialize variables only after setContentView method. Because only after loading XML, then only you can initialize rectangular boxes. If you try to initialize variables before setContentView, your application will crash. Because you are trying to initialize views and rectangular boxes which are in XML file before loading XML file. So it is something like you are trying to have kids without getting married. So which is obviously illegal, at least in India. With this basic understanding, now let us see how to receive this city Bangalore in second activity. Before proceeding further, we have to do some preliminary steps in second activity Java file. That is, we have to follow 3-step process: declare variable, initialize variable, and write the logic. Tell me how many variables we have to declare. Since second activity XML contains only a text view, first we will declare a text view variable, text view TV semicolon. Then initialize variable after setContentView TV equal to something find view by id r.id dot text view 1 and typecast this. With this, preliminary steps are over. After that, we have to write the logic. Since we don't have any button, so there is no need of any button click listener. Here we should write the logic for reading the data which is coming from first activity. Let us see how to do this. Before reading the data, if you understand the intent object which is coming from first activity to Android system and from Android system to second activity, and it is entering into onCreate method. If you observe this data, the city Bangalore is inside bundle and bundle is inside intent. Here in is intent. So in order to read this city, first we have to open bundle. In order to open bundle, we have to open intent. So to read the data, first we have to open intent, then open bundle, then read the data. That is a step-by-step process. After reading the data, set that data to text view so that text view will display city name. Now let me write the code, then I will explain you the code. This is a 4-step process at the receiving side to receive the data. First step is we have to open this intent. At the sending side, to send intent, we are using new intent. This will create new intent object. Similarly, at the receiving side, to receive the intent which is coming from main activity, we are using a predefined method called as getIntent method. Just like start activity is a predefined method, similarly getIntent is also one more predefined method which is used to receive the intent object coming from other screen and to open that intent. So when you do this, internally this in is pointing to this intent object. That means now we have opened this intent. Once you open this intent, now we have to open this bundle also. For opening bundle, we are using intent object dot getExtras. Observe sending side. While sending the data, we use put extra method, singular. Similarly, can you tell me what is the opposite for put extra? Get extra. But in place of get extra, we have to use get extras. It is plural. While sending, use singular. While receiving, use plural. I will tell you later why we should use plural. But as of now, remember, there is no get extra method. We have only get extras. When you say intent.getExtras, you are going to this intent and you are opening this bundle. So this bundle B is pointing to this inside bundle. Now using this bundle, we will get this city. That is our third step, B dot get string city. Let us see what exactly this line is doing. Bundle B, which is pointing to this bundle. When you say get string, it will search for, do you have any string with the name city? Yes, it is available. What is the value of city? Bangalore. That value Bangalore will be returned to city. So finally, this Bangalore will come to our variable city, and the same thing we are setting as text to text view TV. So when you do this, automatically text view will display Bangalore. Automatically text view will display Bangalore. Now I would like to emphasize one important point. Whatever the key used by sender, the same key should be used by receiving end also, because inside the bundle you have key city. So even while receiving also you should use same key. Let us say if you say bundle B dot get string of something I, you don't have variable I, in that case it will fail. So that variable name should match. Variable name should match, plus you should also know what is the data type of this value. So Bangalore is a string, that's why you are saying get string. In case if sender is passing integer, you can say B dot get int. We will also see one more example for passing integers. For time being, since we are passing city name, since city is string, we are using get string method. Here, while sending and receiving the data, only the thing which has to match is this variable city. None of the other things need not match. For example, here you are using intent in. Here also we are using intent in. In place of in, you can also say intent I equal to get intent. It is not required that both variables should match. Even here also, here you are using string city. Here also we are using string city. This need not match. In place of city, you can use any other variable. Only thing that has to match is this key with which you are reading and this key with which he is sending the data. Only these two things should match, and the data type should match. City data type is string. So while reading, you should say get string. I hope you understood this example.